And talking about cutting edge, we are doing a significant amount of work with non-traditional industry clients. Paul Kotyk has been kind enough to share his experiences working with these types of clients. And this will be actually his 7th presentation during a town hall. So without any further ado, again, over to you, Paul.
Thank you for that nice introduction. Good morning to many of you and good afternoon to the rest. My name is Paul Kotyk and I'm a member of SMA's management consulting team. Today I wanted to give you all a look into some of the work that SMA has been doing to help our clients grow into the US defense space. In particular, I'd like to focus on clients that fall into a specific category, those who are or were at one point considered non-traditional defense contractors. Now, when we refer to non-traditional defense contractors, we're referring to a specific characterization of companies as defined by U.S. legislation. U.S. Code Title 10 establishes the legal basis for roles, missions, and organization of the United States Armed Forces, and that includes laws around how the Department of Defense and each of the services shall conduct their acquisitions. Now, I know that reading through legal documents is absolutely riveting to you all, and I'm sure you'd be thrilled for me to spend all my time today reading aloud the subtitles, parts, subparts, chapters, subchapters, and sections that make up the Title 10. But we're going to skip ahead to the most germane part of today's discussion, which is here in section 3014, the definition of the non-traditional defense contractor. And the section reads thusly: a non-traditional defense contractor is an entity that is not currently performing and has not performed for at least the 1 year period preceding the solicitation of sources by the Department of Defense for the procurement or transaction any contract or subcontract for the Department of Defense that is subject to full coverage under the cost accounting standards prescribed pursuant to Section 1502 of Title 41, which I'm sure is another electric read, but we can skip diving down that legal rabbit hole for now. In short, we help out companies that either have no DoD contracting experience, lapsed performance, or in some cases, entities within larger performing companies that may fall into the non-traditional characterization. Now, without going into the specific situations, we can organize companies into 2 major categories. The first are primarily commercial companies or startups that are focused in some key technology areas who want to better compete in the US defense space. Companies that we've worked with have been in IT enterprise services, biotech, new space, and security. The second category includes larger international companies that may have significant defense offerings, may have existing capabilities, but they want to position themselves to compete in the US market. But overall, the company technology area of focus is secondary. The first question to ask is why enter into the US defense market in the first place? Some answers to that question include growth. Maybe growth via market expansion. Now, the US defense market offers a massive customer base and a considerable budget to support all manner of programs. Additionally, US acquisitions allocate specific money towards small business awards, and the defense market serves as a viable means to grow a small business. And finally, some organizations may already be involved in some manner of defense contracting, but that does not necessarily mean they're excluded from a non-traditional characterization. Aspirations to prime on a contract brings the opportunity for larger awards, more responsibility, and increased market position. And while growing your business in a meaningful way is important, other motivations like stability have in recent years proven to be just as important. Defense programs, while still impacted by market downturns, offer greater resilience due to long contract durations and funding cycles. But there are also some shorter-term contracts that offer considerable opportunity in defense, namely research and development spending for cutting-edge technologies, which focus on critical technologies and support rapid capability development. But finally, some motivations don't necessarily have to be entirely business focused. In many companies pursue defense contracting due to their alignment with the U.S. mission and values, including supporting our global allies and partners, enhancing worldwide security, or even keeping the focus on the home front by providing care for U.S. service members, veterans, and their families. Now, just to drive home the point of advanced technology development and funding within the United States defense industry, I want to share with you the 14 critical technology areas that the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering has highlighted as part of its strategic focus. These technology areas offer significant growth potential, and the DoD is laser focused on partnering with industry to advance these technologies rapidly, effectively, and safely. You can see we've already highlighted some of the biotechnology, space technology, and integrated networks, but things like future generation wireless technology or 5G, future Gen G, and advanced materials, AI and autonomy, these are all rapidly growing spaces, and the defense is putting considerable funding into developing these technologies. But as a non-traditional defense contractor, sometimes the hardest part of entering into the defense market is identifying a viable opportunity. In many cases, products and services may be solicited to a pool of individuals pre-vetted by the US government. So it may be necessary to get on one of the GSA's larger indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity, or IDIQ contracts. These are commonly referred to as the GSA schedule in this case, and potential defense contractors may be able to secure a place in one of the schedule's many service areas. Anything from furniture and furnishings all the way to professional services, security and protection, and scientific management and solutions. These are products and services that are acquired fairly directly by the GSA schedule from the customer that's in need. Another major IDIQ that the GSA runs is called OASIS. OASIS is now coming to an end, but OASIS Plus, which is its follow-on, is in its final RFP stage, and securing positions on OASIS Plus will be a multi-year, multi-million dollar, billion dollar, opportunity for hundreds, if not thousands, of potential defense contractors. Now, in other cases, government agencies or services may have been identified already, and a need for a specific technology or a specific technology development will be solicited through a broad agency announcement, or BAA. These BAAs typically focus on a specific technology area, and a company that focuses in those areas may find something of interest to bid on. Oftentimes the BAAs are released annually, and they cover a whole gamut of programs, projects within a specific technology area by a specific agency. Now finally, many DoD organizations are funding research and development and prototyping programs via other transaction authorities, or OTAs. Now, the ability for a non-traditional defense contractor to identify and bid on these opportunities often requires joining an OTA consortium. These consortium focus on a particular technology area, oftentimes for a particular government customer. An issue with the OTA consortium is if you're not a member of it, you don't see the solicitation, and you can't bid on the solicitation. And oftentimes to join an OTA consortium, you have to submit an application, and they usually require an annual fee for membership. But with so many different paths and technology areas and opportunities to make sense of, companies interested in the defense market have engaged SMA to help them refine their strategy, priorities, and approach. And we offer help in actually a multitude of ways, depending on where the company is in their process. Sometimes a company may be concerned about their viability in the defense market. Our management consulting team has helped bolster market awareness through analyzing the potential market, matching company offerings to customer need, gaining the company a better understanding of who they might be competing against and what their relative advantage or disadvantages may be. And finally, we've developed stakeholder maps to help companies understand who are the decision makers, the influencers, the advocates, and the potential detractors in the government space. Some companies, though, may have already determined that they will succeed in the defense market, but they just need help in identifying exactly where to apply their resources. We've conducted broad searches among the entirety of the DoD to help determine suitable solicitations to pursue, both open and upcoming solicitations, as well as we've analyzed acquisition trends to help companies determine what may exist in the near term, the midterm, how to position themselves for larger contracts in the long term. Now, sometimes this involves making the determination that the best way to enter the defense space is by subcontracting to or teaming with an established prime just to get their foot in the door, to understand a little bit better about the government acquisition requirements, the government contracting requirements, and be able to better understand what's required of a government contractor on a major program. When it comes to pursuing the identified opportunities, SMA has helped some companies position themselves for success. For international companies looking to enter into the defense space, this may require reorganization to mitigate foreign ownership, control, and influence, or foci, or it may actually require getting a facility clearance, or FCL, in order to pursue classified work. Our CAPTW, cost competitive assessment price to win activities, aids companies in determining their own competitiveness on a specific pursuit, which includes identifying at what price point they may need to sit to be best positioned to win. And sometimes the results of our analysis may indicate that an identified pursuit isn't quite viable. It doesn't quite fit with how the company wants to enter into the defense space, and that company may opt to no bid and focus their efforts on a different opportunity entirely. Now, finally, as many of you are aware, SMA's bread and butter is in enabling those companies to win and execute on the contracts. And while our expansive proposal development, PP&C offerings go well beyond the purview of our management consulting practice, they're ultimately the goal of the non-traditional defense contractor. That's transforming that company into a successful defense contractor to get rid of that non-traditional moniker. With that, I think my time is up. I appreciate you all taking the time to listen a bit about our practice, and I hope that you've learned a little bit more about growing into the defense business as a non-traditional contractor. Thank you all, and back to you at headquarters.
For sharing your insights and expertise supporting non-traditional defense companies. I know you're deployed at one now, and we look forward to hearing more about this in the future.